Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching my videos. Right now, we're doing my news read for today. I'm going to go through some news articles that I picked up. Actually, Lee has picked up for you guys. And if you want to know about Lee, you got to join our Telegram group, right? Links are in the description below and in the pinned comment, right? You can head over there and join our group and learn how to trade and also get us some signals and learn what I am buying as well in my Telegram group by heading over to davincij15.com and do it right now, because the prices, as you can see, these prices they're gonna be gone next week. And even though I'm not gonna have this thing updated because this is a video, the prices are gonna be a lot higher next week. So make sure that you get in before the prices go up. Alrighty. Let's start off, but before we start off with our first thing, which is the crypto bubbles, like always, remember, this is not financial advice. Please do your own research before putting any money in the market, because you know what, you can lose a lot of money in the crypto world, because a lot of people just do, right? They end up buying something, putting everything they've got on one particular coin, and that's how you end up losing all your money. If you don't do that, if you only put in like maximum 5%, and people have left me messages, kind messages saying, thank you for teaching me to do that. That's called, what's it called? Money management, good money management and risk management. So yeah, make sure you do that. Alrighty. Oh, wow, look at that. We got now, used to be T-Fuel the only thing that was up. Now we got AMP up. We were talking about AMP earlier today on the other show, so if you missed it, make sure you check that out. And yeah, QNT is up. Oh, wow, I wonder what the heck that is. Well, we're going to have to talk about that in my altcoin videos that I do only for subscribers, right? So if you want to check that out, make sure that you subscribe so that you can get into that video where we talk about alts and what's going on with them. Okay. Okay, let's get on with the news. First things first, the Federal Reserve's balance sheet tops $8 trillion for the first time. What can I say? You guys, you know, it's you know what that means. Okay, let me just explain what it means, because for me, I understand it completely, but maybe you don't. Right? What they're doing is that, for the first time ever, is that they're buying the U.S. Treasury debt. They're buying debt, may not just be Treasury debt, but other debt instruments as well. But they're buying them up because nobody wants them, right? And where do they get the money to buy that up? Oh, they just print it. And why are they doing that? Is because they want interest rates low, and if they don't, interest rates would rise. Oh, but inflation's going higher. Yeah, but that's transitory. So that's why people don't want bonds. Yeah, but they're gonna want it one day, and we'll be able to sell it to them. Oh my God, you little Fed. You're so cute. You're so cute. But you know, right? You know how that ends, right? We all know how this ends, right? They're never going to fight inflation. They have no choice, because if they do, the whole market, the stock market, crypto market, everything, real estate market, everything drops from underneath the market. And you're like, okay, so big deal, everything drops, I get to buy it cheap. No, you don't understand. You don't understand, buddy. That means your bank goes under, right? All your banks go under, and then, you know, the deposit insurance, they don't have enough to cover that. Right? So, yeah, okay, it's over. But except for the hyperinflation. That's just get that through your head, right? Since they can't allow the market to collapse on a full scale, right? Because that means, right, You can't pay your debts. People like, not you, but large corporations can't pay their debts. They default, and even if they default, the assets go to the bank, but the bank can't liquidate those assets because they're liquidating those assets in a depressed market, and if they try, they'll end up taking a loss as well. Yes, I know. They got the money printed free, but they still have to cover anything over and above what they sold the asset for. So let's just say they got an asset for $1 million, right? Because the debt is $1 million, and then they tried to sell it for $1 million. They can't. They can only sell it for $250,000, right? So they need $750 million to come up with in order to cover off the full debt. That's the rules, right? And so, yeah, I know, that's the rules. That they can change, but yes, that's the rules for now. And so, yeah, they have to come up with the $750,000 to pay off the whole debt, even though they just got it for nothing. So, yeah, and so that's why they would collapse, because they would have to continue selling other assets at a discount in order to cover all the holes in their balance sheet. So this is where there is no exit strategy for the Federal Reserve. All right? Now, glad they got that covered. Now, that's why I was laughing and making, I'm like, at the very beginning, because I know what it all meant, right? It's a big joke. And, and the only one who's laughing is not the Fed and the people who understand it. All right. We talked about Taproot and Schnorr signatures, but I want to talk about it again. I want to highlight, right, with this article that I'm going to be placing in the descriptions below, so that you guys can actually read it on your own. But some of the key things that we're going to have with the Taproot, so they're just on the basic level of it, right? It reduced the amount of data to be transferred over the blockchain, so that means more transactions per second, right? Because and it does that in such a way that you can create complex transactions and make them look like a very simple one. Instead of having a whole bunch of data. That means that instead of having a whole bunch of data to explain a specific, what seems to be a very complicated transaction, right? It can be done inside of a small amount of small information, and through this system called Taproot, and help along with Schnorr signatures. So that's the key thing. And so once this results in lower fees for you over time. Now, once it starts, it's going to be Taproot, Schnorr, do something. And it's not going to be like that, because just like the last upgrade was SegWit, we've only recently noticed a few cryptocurrency exchanges and wallets have implemented completely Schnorr signatures. But for example, BitPay, they haven't implemented, not Schnorr, sorry, SegWit transaction addresses, SegWit address, sorry, not Schnorr, SegWit addresses. So that SegWit addresses reduced the amount of space that you could do transfers on. So they're a lot better than the previous version, but not everyone can do the upgrade at the same time, because it's development work can be a lot at sometimes. Trust me, I know. Okay, and of course you want to be testing and make sure that it works. Blah 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 blah. Asset manager, $150 billion asset manager jumps into crypto market in partnership with NASDAQ. Now, this is just news to let you know that the bull market's not done. These guys, this is one of many that are jumping off the traditional market and into crypto, and they're going to be ahead of the game in the next 5 years. All these corporations that jump in and learn the tricks of the trade, because man, this technology is not going away. even if they try to ban it, it's not going to stop it. There's too much innovation and too much usefulness for crypto assets. So there's no... A ban is just ridiculous. It's like banning cars, which, believe it or not, the UK did. And all it did was set back the car industry in the UK, right, significantly, right? So, if the United States wants to do that, they can, but anybody else that doesn't do that, they will be propelled into the future, whilst, whoever banned it is going to be held in the Stone Age. So, yeah, that's not happening. I don't see that happening at all. Texas greenlights a chartered bank to custody crypto. So, I mean, as these banks and corporations add crypto to their balance sheet, it's going to make it that more and more difficult for governments to come out and outright ban it. However, I would be careful with these custody solutions. Why is that? Really simple. Take a look what happened. Remember what we talked about here, right? Over here. Hyperinflation is the result, no matter what, right? So, if that's the case, right, and you've got a custodial solution, what has happened time and time and time and time and time again in every single hyperinflationary event in the recent 100 years? Okay? Well, let me tell you. The first thing the governments do is they go, okay, the reason why our currency is going down is because of speculators. Speculators are destroying our currency. We got to stop the speculators. And that's why that's why our currency is going down. So we have created an idea to help stop the speculators. We're going to convert all the speculators' monies into our local currency. And this way, we will take care of the speculators. You don't have to worry, but they do. Yeah, dude, if you happen to have any currency stored at any particular bank or any custodial the government has a gun to, they'll convert that to their local currency. And guess who'll kindly get that crypto of yours? Yes, that's right. It's your local government. But hey, they didn't steal it from you. They paid you for it. Oh boy. So look out for that. I mean, hey, you know what? I'm going to do a whole episode dedicated to that, so that just like because it's going to be one of those, just like in my videos, my core video, the one that did 2 million. I bet you it's going to be one of those ones that's going to do 2 million as well. We'll buy Bitcoin for $1. Let's see here. Oh, darn, I messed up. Hang on, let's see here. There we go. Let's go to Davinci J15. Bitcoin $1. Oops. There we go. This video was number one, and because it was dedicated to that one piece of information. Well, I'm going to give you another piece of information, and I'm going to repeat it. Because I've already said so many times, I have to do a dedicated video on that. Because it's very important. You will get your crypto taken from you. Not taken, sorry. Purchased from you. From your government. That's coming. That's coming. Don't you worry if you think it's not coming. Don't you worry. They got your back. They're coming to take it. Okay. Moving on. Another Switzerland bank, right? Also going to be custodying your crypto and also doing trades, allowing you to do trades. with assets, crypto assets, of course. Yeah, so it's coming everywhere. Another thing is a huge proportion of millionaire millennials now heavily exposed to crypto markets. Heavily exposed. They're like naked in front of the crypto. Okay, well, it's kind of interesting. It's obvious, man, because this is where it's at. This is where the money's at. And traditional people, older people, like to go with traditional assets, and yeah, I know I'm old, but still. But yeah, I'm so far from traditional assets. It's not funny. I used to be, but not anymore, because I knew that was all a big scam. So the survey, which polled 750 investors with at least 1 million investable assets, shows that nearly half of the millennials, 47%, have at least a quarter of their wealth in cryptocurrencies. The poll added that over a third of the millennials have invested at least 50% of their wealth into cryptocurrencies. Yeah, man, that's where it's at. Hey, they should be like 100%, some of these people, man. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, right, Bitcoin will outperform everything, right, in the next year. We'll outperform everything. Buying it today, or buying it maybe closer to 30,000, or even if it breaks lower to below the $30,000 level, will make you wealthier, way wealthier than buying anything else, all right, in the next year. So, yeah, is there some? I take that back, because there are some cryptocurrencies and some ways that if you buy into for example, if you build your own company and you keep all the equity and you do a good job in building your own company, yes, that would probably outperform Bitcoin. If you purchase a allocation into some other person's company, yes, that has a potential to outperform Bitcoin, of course, as well. But the majority of us that have the ability to just go out and buy something that's open on the market, the majority of assets that will do better, the Bitcoin will outperform the majority of assets. Basically, it will outperform the majority. So that's why you want to hold on to it, and it's an easy bet. And just so you know, right here, this shows you that how undervalued Bitcoin is compared to its normal average logarithmic chart. Make sure that you understand this, because check this out, it's really good information. And yeah, we're down 36% from the mean. So yeah, that means that Bitcoin has got a long way to go. We got to get up to like above the 200% for us to be in a okay, yeah. This is a nonsense market. So it's a long way to go. Long way. Finally closing off. Well, not closing off. Actually, I'm gonna have one more tidbit of news that I want to share. General Motors is saying that they're saying, well, maybe we might accept Bitcoin. Yeah. I tweeted out saying, yeah, one of these days they're going to be saying, well, only mid-sized companies accept Bitcoin. Nobody buys except Bitcoin except these few mid-sized companies. Because now they're saying only small businesses accept Bitcoin. And before that, it was like, only criminals accept Bitcoin. Right? Yeah, okay. So yeah, it's coming. We're slowly getting there, and eventually it's going to take over all. Then they're going to be saying, well, only half the nations on the planet accept Bitcoin. It's not all of them. And then one day, when you're older and we're all living on Mars, it's like, well, it's only the planet Earth that accepts Bitcoin. Oh, damn. Right. Okay. Moving right along. This is a cool article. You must listen to Michael Saylor If you could understand, I mean, he talks on a high level, right? So a lot of things it's difficult to for most people to understand. But hey, this guy knows what he's talking about, and he's a genius when it comes to dealing with business. I mean, he has a lot of smart people working around him, of course, but he's the one who makes the decision to execute, and he has against all odds. Basically, he is like a person who sees Bitcoin in the early, at the very early stages, and just went absolutely buck wild, buck wild, buying it everywhere he could. He's the early stage of this mega wealthy, right? And he sees what a lot of the mega wealthy are starting to slowly get, and he basically feels like this: oh my God, I have to get as much as I possibly can before they figure it out, right? Yeah, and so that's that. That's where we're at. He understands that this is more than just a currency as well. It's more than just a payment system. It's so much more, but that's the first use case. Once we start using it on a daily basis as a payment system, a whole bunch of opportunities open up, and that's the main thing I think he sees as wow, beautiful. And then it just becomes like, why didn't we use this before? Yeah, because you said it wouldn't work. That's why. Oh man, well that's the reason why, people, Bitcoin's real, Bitcoin's here to stay, and you need to be a part of it. Cheers.